Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. Some new rumors have dropped regarding the Pokemon Presents happening in July. We also have some Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over, and also some Pokemon Legends EA kind of tidbits as well. There's a lot of things to break down today. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, we have a new Pokemon event that has just been announced. This time it is for Pokemon Masters EX. We've got Cerebi here tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the next Pokemon Masters EX event has been announced. It adds Larry and Flamigo, Clive and Amoonguss, and Samson Oak and Alolan Executor into the game. And this runs from the 11th of June 2025. So this starts tomorrow. Very much Alola inspired. They're wearing like Hawaiian themed clothes. They've got the lays as well around their neck and stuff. So yeah, again, I don't play Pokemon Masters. Maybe there's an Alolan kind of thing going on right now. But either way, that's a new event for Pokemon Masters EX, which starts tomorrow. Moving on, I wanted to take a look at this. So, as we all know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet doing very well on the Nintendo Switch 2. They're very fun to play now. The 60 FPS is something that we've wanted for a very long time, but the game's just very much enjoyable now. It's not having to deal with lag spikes and frame drops and everything like that. You can just play the game how it was meant to be played. But this, from the Teraleak, actually shows how much it kind of like got downgraded for the Nintendo Switch 1. So this was posted by Teraleak saying, did you know that Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet graphics suffered a major downgrade in development? Compare this from one build to the game to the next one. So hopefully the Switch 2 upgrade will come close to the first one. So obviously this was posted before the Nintendo Switch 2 came out on the 25th of May. But this is literally how it was in the Teraleak, because obviously the Teraleak dropped a lot of information about, I guess, things that didn't make it into the games and stuff like that, and Scarlet and Violet was also part of that as well. So as you can see, the building on the left looks just so much better. There's like shadows, details, everything like that. Like, it just looks a lot better graphics wise. And then the one on the right is just, the colors are very bland, and you know, it still has shadows but nowhere near as good as the image on the left. Just the details, the attention to detail, it's just all very, very bad. And it just kind of goes to show how much these games really were kind of just, as I say, downgraded for the Nintendo Switch 1. Now, we don't know if it was a Nintendo Switch 1 issue and the games just were not supposed to be on that console. They were also always supposed to be a Nintendo Switch 2 console, or maybe there was just time constraints or whatever. We just don't really know. We might never find out. But something that we definitely do know, though, is that the games clearly were downgraded a lot for the Nintendo Switch 1. But what are your thoughts on this? Obviously, it's all alright now, as long as you have the Nintendo Switch 2, because you can play the games properly. If you still have the Nintendo Switch 1, then obviously you've probably still seen what it looks like on the Nintendo Switch 2. Pokemon Legends EA Generation 10 should hopefully just be so much better, and we shouldn't be getting these like downgrades and stuff now that the new console is out and it's just so much more powerful and capable of more things. But definitely just something interesting to kind of take a look at what Scarlet and Violet was supposed to be and what it actually ended up being on the Nintendo Switch 1. Moving on, I wanted to go over this post from Soul Silver Art talking about, I guess, the Team Quasartico building and Jet and Vinny and stuff like that. This is taken from the recent image that we got of Pokemon Legends EA with cover art and stuff like that. But as we all know, they do look very menacing. You know, whether you've only seen the image once or twice, they are clearly, there's just some evil vibes coming out of them. You know, they're in the background. They've got this shadow over them. They're looking very menacing. They're kind of like looking over the characters and stuff. It just gives you a very, very evil vibe. Now, from the get-go, we thought that Jet and Vinny probably had something about them. Again, we don't know if they are going to be kind of, I guess, running an evil team, or there's going to be like a big twist in the story. But we know that they're running the kind of ZA Battle Royale. So maybe they're running that for some sort of, like maybe one of their own desires or something like that. We've got Soul Silver right here saying, Jet and Vinny standing ominously in the background near a radio wave device with a pink light coming from underneath them. It's giving Team Rocket using radio waves to force Magikarp evolution at the Lake of Rage. So obviously that's what happened in Generation 2. A lot of Magikarps were evolving into Gyarados against their will, really, because of this radio wave that Team Rocket were emitting at the Lake of Rage. So could they be sending out pink or green waves / smoke that force Mega Evolutions? Very similar to how the Rakurium gas works. So this was obviously taken from the Lake of Rage. You know, first appeared and raised the red Gyarados, where Silver came to inspect it per Lance's instructions, followed by Gold. The two were soon attacked by a swarm of Gyarados. Based on the static on their Pokegear screens, Silver deduced that a radio wave was behind the lake's Magikarp evolving and the Gyarados rampaging. Eventually, Silver managed to locate the source of the radio waves, a red Gyarados, and proceeded to catch it with Gold's help, stopping the radio waves. However, they were then approached by the Masked Man. So that's kind of what happened in Johto, but even with the anime and stuff, we have like these sort of pinkish kind of things, like this kind of vibe around these Pokemon that are making them a little bit more angry and making them a little bit more menacing and stuff like that. And the fact that they're standing next to this big old kind of signal aerial thing just makes you kind of think that yes, it is going to be giving off these sort of kind of radio waves or something that's making these Pokemon forcibly mega evolve. And that would obviously just be like a really cool story, because then you'd have to find out why that's happening, and then obviously you find out it's Quasartico, and then you have to try and, I guess, stop them and stuff like that, all whilst ranking up from Z to A, all whilst still kind of rebuilding the city as well, or whatever we were originally supposed to do. It was supposed to be that redevelopment plan, which again, they just haven't really spoken about at all. Maybe they've just kind of thrown that away, and now it is just literally concentrating on the ZA Battle Royale and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm very convinced that they are going to be kind of the evil sort of presence in this game. Whether it's an evil team or not, it might just be a Volo situation where he's kind of like your friend throughout the story, then just turns super evil at the end. Maybe like a Lusamine vibe as well, Chim and Rose vibe. That is kind of the way they have been going recently, where a character seems very friendly, but then they just become very, very evil at the end. Who even knows? But yeah, my money's on them being behind whatever kind of issue is happening in Lumiose City. Moving on, we have a new Pokemon Presents rumor to go over. Of course, as we all know, we are getting a Pokemon Presents on the 22nd of July this year, followed by Pokemon Legends ZA physical pre-orders on the 23rd of July 2025. No idea why they've announced this Presents so far out. We might be getting news this month. Hopefully we are. We might get a Nintendo Direct. I'm recording this before any kind of Nintendo Direct has been announced. But if we do get a Nintendo Direct, then you'd like to think we'll get Pokemon news inside of that. But if we don't, this is the next time we're going to be getting Pokemon news. So 22nd of July, this is apparently what we're going to be seeing. Of course, this was taken from 4chan, so as always, take it with a massive grain of salt. Very unlikely to be true. But yeah, let's take a look at what they are saying. So July Presents, it says, just seen the July Pokemon Presents, here's what I saw. No idea how they saw it. They don't give any kind of backstory. They just said, yep, I saw it. This is what it is. So we have generic Pokemon news for multitude of mobile games, including Pokemon Masters, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Cafe Mix. So yeah, I mean, this is a Pokemon Presents. They usually drop a ton of information about all the different mobile apps and stuff. What they did with the February Presents was they kind of dropped the mobile stuff, I guess, going up towards the day of Pokemon Day. So that means that they didn't really have to go into detail about that during the Pokemon Presents, and that gave us more time to actually, I guess, get more information about Pokemon Champions and Pokemon Legends EA and stuff like that, which was cool because, you know, it's just kind of filler content. Like, obviously, there's people out there that love every single one of these Pokemon apps, and that's absolutely fine, but for people that are only really bothered about the main kind of series games and stuff, it does feel like very filler, because you know they have to get through all of that mobile stuff to get to the good stuff. So yeah, if they already kind of give that information out in like tweets and stuff on the build-up, then they just have to spend less time on it. But either way, I mean, Masters, Go, and Cafe Mix are still pretty... Well, obviously, Pokemon Go and Masters do very, very well. I'm not sure about Cafe Mix, but yeah, they're going to obviously want to promote those as well, just simply because they are big money makers as well. Like, Pokemon Go is one of the biggest Pokemon money makers of all time. So anyway, it goes on to say, new Pokemon TCG Pocket set announced for the end of July. This kind of adds up because we usually get the set kind of revealed a weekish before. And so obviously it'd be revealed on the 22nd of July, and then obviously comes out on the 29th or the 30th of July. We are going to be getting a new set in Pokemon TCG Pocket in June, so this month. So we're most likely going to get one at the end of July as well. And this revolves around Johto, with Meganium EX, Kingdra EX, and Lance cards. So Lance, of course, being the champion of Johto, kind of makes sense. Only ones I remember. So this would, I assume, be like a big main set. I think the one coming out in June is probably going to be a mini set, even though we've just had a mini set with Extra Dimensional Crisis. But we're probably going to get one similar to like Shining Revelry or something like that. But this is going to be the next kind of major set, which, yeah, they would drop that in the Pokemon Presents. I think they did that last time. I think they did that in the Pokemon Presents or something like that, even though it was like only a couple days away from the set coming out. But anyway, it says 2 new Unite characters shown. So no idea who those would be. I don't even know what the roster is right now. I know there's like a ton of Pokemon in the game right now, but apparently getting 2 brand new characters shown. It may be something to do with Generation 6 to tie in with Pokemon Legends EA. And then it says, there's a new mobile app revealed, Pokemon Evolve. Won't ruin this surprise. It is very interesting. So, Pokemon Evolve is a new Pokemon app that we're going to be seeing. I mean, that's very much going hand in hand with what Riddler-Q said. He did say we were going to see like a new app or something, and then that was it. That's the last thing I think he actually tweeted. He's been very kind of like, I don't know, laid back now in the shadows, keeping his cards close to his chest. I don't know why, but he's really not giving us a lot. Maybe it's because everything leaked for Legends EA in regards to like Mega Evolutions and stuff like that. So he doesn't really have any riddles to give out, and maybe it's a little bit too soon to be doing like Generation 10 riddles and everything like that. But yeah, Pokemon Evolve, I have absolutely no idea what that would be. Obviously, Pokemon Evolve, that's one of the biggest kind of things in Pokemon, but how would they kind of reinitialize that into an app? Maybe you just have like loads of Pokemon that you have to do different things to evolve. Like maybe with Eevee, you have to get its friendship up and then evolve it during like the day for Espeon, or I don't know, during the night for Umbreon. I really don't know what that would be. Pokemon Evolve is very, very broad, but I assume it's something to do with Pokemon evolutions. Maybe it's just like a big encyclopedia or something, and you know, you get to like I say, get to evolve a Pokemon, then you find out more information about it, but you have to do like, I don't know, day-to-day things to get it to evolve. I don't know. They've kind of covered everything. They've covered brushing your teeth, going out and walking with Pokemon Go, Pokemon, I don't even know, Pokemon Sleep. They've done so many different things. So yeah, they're running out of, I don't know, things that people can do in the day for them to make an app about. But I don't know. It'll be interesting what this is, whether we even get it or not, whether it's going to be like just a normal day-to-day app, or it's going to be like a gaming app like Masters or Cafe Mix or something like that. Anyway, that's apparently something that we are going to be getting. And then it moves on to the Pokemon Champions trailer. The release date is revealed for mid-2026. I definitely think Pokemon Champions needs to come out before Generation 10, just simply because it is going to be like kind of the main source of battling in Pokemon. And if it comes out after Generation 10, and let's just say Generation 10's battling's not all there, just simply because we have Pokemon Champions, it's gonna make people feel very, I don't know, hard done by not being able to, you know, VGC battle and all that. But yeah, Champions, I definitely expect to be coming out before Generation 10. Plus, it's been announced already. You know, it's been announced before Generation 10. We know Generation 10's on the way, obviously, but the fact that Champions has been revealed already before Generation 10 means that it's very likely to come out before Generation 10. I don't think Champions is coming out this year at all. You know, we might get a release date in July, and it could be for the end of 2025. I just think it's very, very unlikely. I think it's going to come out maybe around sometime in 2026, whether that's around Pokemon Day or whatever. But yeah, apparently it's coming out mid-2026, so I don't know if that's June, July, whatever, but it says it shows more gameplay of the battles and also more of the Pokemon roster, because remember, not every single Pokemon is available in Pokemon Champions when it drops, whenever it does drop. It goes into detail about multiple battle options, such as single, double, and even rotation. That'd be kind of cool. I'd really like Pokemon Champions to have every single kind of battle mechanic we've ever had, and every single battle type we've ever had in a game as well. I don't know if they've explicitly said it's just double or not. I doubt it. We obviously saw it in the initial reveal trailer that it was a VGC kind of battle, but yeah, like single, double, multi, rotation, I don't know. There's loads of other battles as well, battle types. So yeah, it'd be really cool to see in that. I mean, if it's the big sort of hub of battling, you'd expect every single type of battle to be in the game. Anyway, that's Pokemon Champions, and then it finishes off with Pokemon Legends EA, so we get a new trailer, obviously. It shows Mega Hawlucha and Mega Victory Bell. So 2 brand new Mega Evolutions that would be revealed in this trailer. Again, we need a new Mega Evolution in the next trailer, whether that's in June or it's in this Pokemon Presents in July. The fact that we are kind of this close to release, like we're in June now, got July, August, September, October. The game comes out in 4 months, and we have not seen one brand new Mega Evolution, which is absolutely bizarre to me, because we know that there's like 28 new Mega Evolutions that have been leaked, and there's like 4 or 5 new ones that haven't been leaked. So if that is true, that's 30 plus new Mega Evolutions, and we haven't seen one of them, and the game comes out in 4 months. like, fair enough. We're going to get one in August because of Worlds. Like, it's very likely. We're probably going to get one in this July Presents. So let's say they drop, like, 2 during this Presents. They drop 1 during August. They drop maybe 2 more in September as, like, the big final trainer before it comes out. That's still only, what, like 5 Mega Evolutions from 30 plus? That means you're going into the game not knowing about 25 odd Mega Evolutions, which I guess is great if you want to go in, like, not knowing anything about it. But also, I feel like they need to show something to make people excited. Like, we haven't seen 1 new Pokemon form or Mega Evolution. And like I said, the game's coming out in 4 months. I just think it's, I don't know, personally, I feel like they should have dropped them a little bit earlier. Just to keep people more, I don't know, I guess satisfied, if that's the right word. But as of right now, I mean, maybe it's because we got like a year of absolutely nothing. You know, they announced Legends EA and then we got literally a year of 0 information. So maybe that's why. We know this game was pushed back. We know we were supposed to get DLC this month for the game because of the Teraleak. So maybe that just kind of changed their whole promotional cycle. But I don't know. It's kind of weird not seeing anything. Anyway, then goes on to say Lysander is shown looking all robotic. And then it says it reveals more story arcs that have already been leaked. So I assume that means like the Mafia arc and stuff like that. And also makes Quasartico look more sinister. I mean, they've already made it look pretty sinister with the kind of cover art and stuff in the game art. Early purchase bonus also revealed, which they didn't say what it was. But yeah, I mean, in the next trailer, you'd expect to see the early purchase bonus because it's going to give more of a reason for people to pre-order the game. They're going to pre-order it anyway, but if we can get like a free Pokemon or a shiny Pokemon or whatever, then people are just going to be even more happier about it. It says no mention of Gen 10, obviously. I don't know if they should have said the word obviously there. I mean, there's always that slight potential because some people think that we are going to be getting Generation 10 around Pokemon Day, which I don't think is going to happen. I think that it's going to get announced on Pokemon Day, personally. Like, they've got Legends EA and Champions to promote. They're not going to just drop Generation 10 and then promote that. It just makes no sense. And then they say that's all. So, yeah, a bit of an interesting rumor, really. I don't believe it. I just think there's too many things that kind of go against each other. Very much a lot of it is just kind of things we already know, and kind of just, I guess, just good guesses and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know, that's kind of usually what 4chan rumors are, just to try and give them a little bit more validity. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. What do you think we're going to see revealed in the Pokemon Presents next month? And then also, what are your thoughts on everything else that we covered in today's video, in terms of the kind of the graphic stuff, also the sinister stuff for Legends EA, and then, yeah, obviously the new event in Pokemon Masters. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.